Show way Comrade Lante Oriake live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. The Comrade Show way Comrade Lante Oriake live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Commerce Show. The Commerce Show.
Yes, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, depending on where you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lante Oriahi. This evening, by the grace of God, I have a special guest with me. Is somebody that is, of course, needs no introduction. But we are not going to be looking at issues today from his, professional point of view. But we're going to be looking at these issues we have, okay, from the angle of somebody who is on the ground, because we have issues, and we thought that we should start, the dialogue now, because Edo State is, escaping our hands. We try to imagine and look at Edo State in another 10 to 20 years. And the picture we see is a picture of fear, a picture of so much uncertainty, a picture of, worriness. And we are concerned. We are concerned because the generation coming after us, as far as Edo State is concerned, from what we see today, is in trouble. And unless and until we take very proactive measures to address the issues that are troubling Edo State today, the Edo nation today, it may well become a matter of, like Edo people will say, or you Edo me mokegbe. And that's exactly what is happening now. I got a report some days ago, okay, from the volunteers of the Comrade Show, that Edo State today, okay, is littered with strangers. Everywhere you turn, people from the north, from different parts of the world are now, the ones you see most in key areas of Edo State. When you go to the rural areas, the villages and all of that, everywhere is besieged, particularly, with our brothers from the north and all of that. When we look at this scenario, we are not happy. We are not happy because, of course, we are very accommodating people, but we are not happy because so many things are playing up right now, to make us become strangers in our land. We look at how some of us grew up, and we look at what we have today. A lot of things are going wrong, and somehow we appear not to be taking notice, or we appear to be pretend not to be aware of some of these things happening right now. And of course, I have somebody who is going to, help us do justice to this matter. But he's on ground. I had an extensive chat with him. He's somebody well-known, a filmmaker, one of the biggest today in Nigeria. Of course, he's got a lot of flicks, blazing the trail and all of that. He himself is confused at the Edo of today. So we are looking at the Edo of today against the backdrop of what today may spell out for the future of Edo State. People, please let me introduce to you. I have with me my brother, my friend, Ame Imaswan, a very prolific filmmaker and a quality one of that. Ame, you are welcome to the program.
Baba, I'm grateful. Thank you for having me. And if you little one, I drop my heart to Wayapota.
Yes. Abe, we are very glad to have you. I can tell you that, and I think we are very privileged to have you. Of course, we are not looking at the movie industry. We want to look at, a common problem. They say a common problem calls for common concern. You're an Edoma and Edoma, and a lot of Edo people are going to be watching this. Please, if you are joining us online, this is a serious matter we are starting today. This dialogue starts today, but it's not going to end today. We're going to continue with it until we find solution to the issues that we have. And of course, Ame is going to help us out with, giving establishing the picture, the gravity of what we have, I probably will start looking at what we should start doing to start addressing these issues. Edo is a nation, and Edo must remain a nation. So if you're joining, help share this broadcast. Omoke, thank you very much. You've shared. I see you, my brother. Agbe says, I see you. Thanks for joining, but you have not shared. Yes, Ewela and Mark, help us share. Arobonosen, Okokoni, thank you. Darren Amata, Dorin, thank you so much. Dorin is a wonderful light angel. Please share the broadcast. Kingsley, Edo Osage, Ideyewa, my brother, please let's share the broadcast. So, Amen. Edo's in trouble.
Baba.
That is the way I look at it. How do you appraise the situation?
Yeah, thank you very much for your concern about our place. For me, you guys have escaped. For some persons, you don't have any reason to be doing all this. But because of the passion, because north, east, west, south, there's no place like home. The issue you have raised, I have also been very concerned because there is this popular saying by our elders that says, our major problem is as a result of this quest for quick money, quest for getting rich quickly, which has become a way of life in our society. An average Edo boy right now doesn't want to learn a craft, doesn't want to do anything that will not fetch him millions. I can remember growing up, my father told me that at the time he bought his land, he was earning 50 naira. He was able to save. Edo men are reputable for, how will I put it now? Savings. They can save. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, they can save 2 naira, 5 naira, and use it to become a millionaire. But the youth of today, they all want 1 billion once, 10 billion. So as a result of that, nobody's interested in doing anything that will not fetch him millions. On that background, they all want to chase what they call this new trend, Yahoo Yahoo, 419. Even right now, you see a mother giving out their children that is supposed to be in school to already establish what they call as a man. Because as a filmmaker, we do a lot of research. A mother can withdraw her son for him to go and learn this craft of 419, how to defraud a white man to make it big. So as a result of that, nobody want to do this menial job. Nobody want to go to the farm. Nobody want, you cannot hire, like what I've seen in the next 10 years, 20 years, you will not see an Edoma who is a carpenter. You will not see an Edoma who is a mechanic. You will not, Edo per se, particularly by the Benin's, because these days, this getting rich quickly has become a norm. Because of that, on this background, Hausa boys not come because those ones, they live for every day. So you call an Hausa man to go and clear for you, he clear, you pay him like 3,000-4,000, it's okay. But an average Edo man that is within the age of 14 to like 22 will never want to do that. They see that as an odd job. They see that as a job that they can never use to make it in life. Even some, they just go to school for going to school's sake. It's not because they want to use it for anything. They are in school, they have their computer, they are into 419. As we speak right now, Edo State is #2 in terms of 419 in Nigeria. You can do your own research, Google it. After Lagos, who is #1, and for me, Edo State is the headquarter of 419 today because Lagos is comprises of various tribes. So if they can single out Edo State to be #2 in terms of this 419, that makes Edo State #1 in Nigeria. And so that is actually the major problem. that we are having. The youth, the young ones, they don't want to do anything that will not fetch them at least from 10 million, 5 million, 20 million. So with that, they don't want to pick up anything that will not fetch them that. So that is the reason why the Hausa are finding the place so lucrative, because there's a vacuum. There's a vacuum of what our people are supposed to be doing. The visitor now comes in and they are gainfully employed, they are making livelihood, they are all comfortable. So when he is making it, he called for another of his brother that, man, this place is a fighter ground, you can come over. So that's the reason, from my own research, why our place has been taken over by strangers.
Thank you very much, my brother. I'm Imaswan. Um, Look, I am concerned. The reason why we came up with this discourse was that my guys, the volunteers of the comrade show, they were at somewhere yesterday installing lights. So they got annoyed. There's a particular spot they were supposed to install, some lights, and the place was already tagged Hausa quarter, Fulani quarter. Okay? Now the boys got annoyed. So they are not going to install lights for Fulani people to be using or for Hausas to be using. You understand what I'm saying now? And the people donated the lights, well, put it there, and all those things. They called me. And I made some inquiries. Okay, I have been making these inquiries, and I found out that major areas around Benin, from Ibiwe to Ring Road to, in fact, they are compiling footages right now. That's why I said this program, we just started it. You understand what I'm saying now? Now we have those states already, littered with all sort of strangers everywhere. I'm concerned. And I was thinking, okay, what do we do to get these strangers at least reasonably out of Edo State? Let Edo people take care of their own land. You understand? And I started hearing so many things that even if somebody told me, said, even if you ask all these Hausas and Fulanis and all these people to leave Edo land today, Edo may not be able to survive because I mean when he will.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to that, Emerson?
My brother, to be honest with you, if the outside they are helping us, those guys you see there, they actually, if you have a land now you want to clear, maybe you can't do it alone. You will not get anybody outside the outside. So if they leave today, it's going to affect the state massively. My only suggestion, it's not a suggestion, all this is as a result of failed leadership. To be very honest, those in position, sometimes people say we all are the government, but there are some persons that are put in the position to give direction. Governance is not about tying road. Governance is not about, they are supposed to give direction. That's why in United Kingdom, where you are, the last time I visited there, anytime my friend asks us to go to worship center like church, it's only us blacks that are worshiping. You can hardly find the white people because their government is in charge. It's like God to them. They give direction. They give succor. They give up sort of advice to make life more meaningful. Like this pandemic now, I'm following BJ Boris Johnson. He's always coming out to dish out hope to his people. Yesterday, he is already scared of the third wave and giving direction on what to do so that it will not affect them again. That is leadership. What we have lacked is leadership. A lot of our people in position, they are not born leaders. They are not passionate enough. They are only just to come and enrich their family and their fourth, seventh, eighth generation yet unborn. So if we have good leadership that will give direction, a lot of this nonsense will stop, to be very honest. You cannot actually also blame this Yahoo boy. I read an article. A man was saying that my first son has a degree in economics. The second one has a master in geography. The other is like 3 of them. And he said, my problem is that the fourth born is a thief, is into Yahoo Yahoo. And the person he was complaining to now said, why not chase that your first son away? He told the person that this is you, the fourth son, who is a Yahoo Yahoo, is the only person making money in the family. You can see where we have find ourselves. The Yahoo Yahoo people are the one actually making money. Other people can hardly feed. Other people can hardly get the job, even though when you go to school, you graduate. There is no direction. There is nobody to mediate between citizen and God. We all look up to God. That is why you go to our state now, it's littered with churches, both the real and the unreal, because we all want support. So if we must provide solution to this, those saddled with the responsibility to lead must lead well, give direction. Like our state, what I always say, like what my elder brother always also say, that the oil we actually have in abundance in our state is this art and culture. But how has the government really taken it upon themselves to give direction in this regard? Me, I'm against people sharing money, because whatever you did not work for, you might not be able to use it well. But government can give direction. They can give the way to go. They can even throw their weight behind some certain things that we are known for, and people begin to take it serious. Like in my area now, as a movie maker, the government can organize a seminar, they can organize an award, they can organize a film festival. When government is so powerful, they are the God that we see. But in our place, we want to see God that we can never ever see, because the government are not doing enough. That's just the truth. So if we must get out of this situation we have found ourselves, those saddled with this responsibility, our leaders, must begin to dish out hope, because an average young man has lost hope in the entire system. They all just want to survive. Even those recently, I was speaking with somebody that said, oh, but this thing, what would they do? You know, they pay us, so we go start Yahoo, you know, computer. I told him, me, it's not about money. I was well bred. There are some certain things I cannot do now. If it come to worst, I will go abroad and stay. But for me, I've not been able to do that. It shows that I have morals. There are some certain things I can't do. A lot of our people are getting very confused. They don't know what to do, and man must survive. So in the bid of doing that, they will keep on channeling their energy and their talent towards the wrong direction that give birth to this influx of Hausa, because Hausa, their own is just to eat. But an average Benin man want to buy a big car. He want to live in a big mansion, and you ask him to go and learn mechanic, that he will fix a car for somebody and he's paid 3,000. So how long can he continue to save 3,000 for him to acquire that kind of dream that he have? So that is where the government comes in, to begin to orient people that if you are diligent in your work, you will at least, whether you like it or not, I am on a comrade show. You have also hosted the governor of our state. It shows that I'll be diligent in my job. You cannot just go and pick a madman on the street to come and comment on this kind of sensitive matter. So if you are diligent in your job, it's not all about money, because our society today is all about naira and kobo, and that is what has spoiled everything. Everything. If you are from a family and you are the senior and you are not financially buoyant the way your younger, the father and the mother will not prefer the younger one above the other one. It is that bad. So the government need to give direction. They are the only God we can see. That is why we always call on them. The supreme God say, give them the authority. That's why we all queue up to go and complete. The day you complete for anybody, you have given part of your right, your power to that person you complete for, to delegate on some issues on your behalf. So the government should wake up to their responsibility. If you cannot chew, don't bite. That is what I have to say.
I think you have spoken so knowledgeably, you have spoken so eloquently, you've captured the whole essence. However, why we can apportion some blame to government and all of that. I want to look at this thing from another. I want us to look at it from another angle. Okay, now you made mention of you partly made mention of family values. Okay,
Yes.
national values. We have lost it now. I mean, addressing Edo now as a nation. Okay,
Yeah.
now in Edo land, okay, before we even get to government at at the apex level, for instance, state government level, for instance, we have some local authorities. From the family, father and mother, we go to the street. About Audio ways them. From there we move to other Enogi in some area, Enigis in some areas. We even have some people who are palace chiefs who are supposed to help coordinate things. And from what I'm looking at, it is not the government of the land, okay, that is what's it called? That is giving land to foreigners to come and rent, house to rent and things like that, and are creating room for all these people to come in. Can you reconcile the role of government, traditional institutions in all of these problems that we are seeing right now?
The comrade, to be honest with you, all the institutions have
Meanwhile,
all
meanwhile,
failed.
meanwhile, Mr. Maswe, can you because your head is over the loom. Your hair, you can be
Okay,
in the image like that so that the camera will not be cutting your face off. Go ahead, sir.
okay. To be very candid with you, my brother, all the institution has failed us. To be very candid, all not even I cannot single out one, not even the family. The why I always lay all my complaints to the government. They are the only person we voted for. To be very honest, a father and a mother who has not been able to feed themselves, and they now discover one of their sons who have showed diligently in this Yahoo and is making money from it. My brother, they won't kill him. They will even embrace him. And if the care is not taken, he becomes the breadwinner of the family and the most favorite. That is the way it is. So that is, for the family, for me, as I told you earlier, there are some certain things I cannot do. All thanks to my parents and my elder brother that raised me. There are some certain because there's difference between light and darkness. They will show you this is the light, this is the. But sometimes they also instill fear into you. There are some certain moves you want to make because of that. A believer will tell you that police or so most time he has his own advantage and his disadvantages. Those elite that is giving us to houses to the foreigners. I'm telling you today, my brother Lamte, if the Hausa people leave our state today, it's going to bite us so hard. Before we have them, before we have them to leave, our people must retrace their steps. That Rome was not built in a day. If you pick a trade, little by little, you can make it. Everybody must not be a billionaire like abroad now. What they seek is comfort. But right now, in our state presently, they look you from your shoe. They look you from your shoe before they look up. That to show the way they weigh you if you are financially. What they want to hear is just that you get money. Then the club owners, the admin, you want to go and relax. You see an admin pick up a microphone, making you feel less important of yourself because you are not with big bundles of money and be spraying. So in all of this, the government still have 99% role to play before you call on any other person because they have the knife and the yam. They have the right to delegate, to say some, make some certain pronouncement. Like I tell you now, I don't know if the lockdown as regards this COVID-19 has been banned in our state. The government said by from then nobody should be seen outside, and it is so. Once you have seen after then, you will be made to face the consequences. That is power. That is political will. Who else can do that? So whenever we are complaining to those saddled with the responsibility. The father and the mother can only do but a few. Like in schools now, my major pain is how to rescue those young folks that is between the age of 7, 12, 13, 14. How we can rescue them, not those that are already, because this thing I'm telling you now, a lot of person will not be happy with it. A lot of person will misinterpret it. A lot of person will say, why you don't face in life? So it is difficult. We need to see how we can talk to the youngsters coming, the potential Yahoo boys, that this is not the way to go. But a bad sermon is preached with your life than with your lips, because everybody wants a better life. Everybody wants to be the talk of the town. Everybody wants to build the best mansion. So it is a double-edged sword that we need to actually sit down. Those in the helm of affair of our state, the stakeholders, the traditional rulers, the father, there need to be a town hall meeting if they are really concerned about what you and I is discussing right here on this platform.
Okay, bro, thank you very much for this input. Look, my eyes are getting open to a lot of things. To be very honest, I must agree with you on that, on all that you've said just now. One question I want to ask is this. In all of this, I mean, you made mention of one point, which I think is a brilliant one. You live in that land. You are not part of this, this whole matter within the system. You have held yourself back. And I believe that there are still a number of persons like you who, in spite of everything, okay, they held themselves back. Okay, they are still noble. They are still keeping within the values of what it's supposed to be. And I grew up in that land. You and I mean, it's been a long time coming. Edoni, ime gbe job ibebuni. Ime we le book ibebuni. Ime we conductor ibebuni. Ime you book where ibebuni.
Please, you hold on. Part of the problem we are facing, never just took like. So let me put on the gel.
You see?
Joshua.
Edo people, most especially, this what this you guys are the people, this broadcast is majorly meant for. We have a problem. Edo State is in a state of emergency. Edo State is in a state of emergency. And like I may have said, there's a lot that government needs to do at all levels. Today, as we speak, I remember when we were growing up, I got aware Edo. Edo was an elective course in secondary school. I want to get class Edo. Today, the average Edo man, even in Edo land, is Edo. We are losing everything that we care, that reminds us of who we are, the culture of the land. And by the time you lose your culture, you lose your identity. And when you lose your identity, all of these kind of things right now, okay, they have room to operate. Now the policy of it was never like that. Our ancestors, they knew the danger of foreigners coming to take over the land. That's why that's why on a parable where and what we see now is that parable is coming to pass. I am concerned because we have often said in my generation that dating maragmo we are do mue overrun in setting now maragmo we are privileged. If we don't come together to address this issue in whatever way, I live in the UK. I have some regrets. I've been out of Nigeria for a very long time. You understand? I get Western Europe from Germany to Spain. That was where I realized where nobody where that I did not learn one particular trade. I started regretting. If only I had known when my father was alive, he used to tell us, well, look, now that you guys are waiting, admission, go and learn something. Go and learn mechanic. But today, the persons who were roadside mechanics, or tailors and all of that traveled eventually abroad, many of them are living with those things right now. In Winobo. You understand what I'm saying now? It is exactly part of what we are lacking right now. Now, coupled with all that Ame has enumerated, all of them, I agree that government needs to do her own. But right now, let's assume that government has failed. Of course, we know that. Government has failed, and all of that. Okay, it is the failure of government that has brought us, reasonably to where we are right now. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, looking at this, Ame is back. Looking at the failures of successive governments and all of that, and looking at what we have right now, what way do you think, or ways do you think that we can begin to salvage the situation? Because the problem we have in Edo State is multifaceted. But the one of our Kemebu ways that way, somebody just made a comment now. It has been taken over by the Hausa. Almost every village, every community right now has been taken over by Hausa and all of that. So what do we do, Ame, in the face of the challenges we have? Because people like you are still there and you are upright, and I feel like they feel like still around and upright. What do we do, bro?
Okay, from my own, to buttress what you have said, the problems, go just leave the church, I take interview. Joshua, on the chair, they don't take the light. So, like, as I was saying, the problem are enormous.
Yeah.
Is it the issue of this or the issue of we are gradually, our language is gradually going into extinction, or the issue of cultism that has become a way of life in our state? Which one do we tackle? The issue of this is just, for me, is just a fraction of the entire problem. But we shouldn't be talking about the problems. Let's try to provide solution.
Yes.
From my own little wisdom, there is no singular activity that unites the Benins or the Edos together. When we were growing then, we used to do Igwe Festival. The Igwe Festival, there's a way it was uniting the streets, from street to street. People come to my father's house to do their own. Then we move to another person's house. We move to, from there, there is this unity. What your father cannot tell you, your next neighbor, who is also an elderly man, can also inculcate it into you. But all that is gradually fading away.
You are making reference now to cultural revival.
Yes, there can be some activities that can unite all Edo indigenes that will bring all of us together. The one I can single out is the Igwe Festival. Let it be more modified, because another thing that is a major problem with us is that we are not dynamic. Everything in the world is dynamic. Even the language, you cannot expect my children to speak the same Edo that my forefathers spoke. Language is dynamic. If you don't want it to fizzle out, you must begin to re-embellish it. Bring in new words like this. Very Mazolana, what they call Ingledu. It must be modified. I tried to do it when I made Agbawu that time. A lot of people still criticize it. Well, that was Edo, I was Edo, that was Zebo, I was Zebo. I know Zebo said to it. For me, I knew that a generation would come that would not be able to speak the language fluently. But for it not to get lost entirely, you must modify it. You must infuse new languages into it to make it more attractive. That, by the way. Then for this, our people, there should be a seminar that will involve the state, like what they call a town meeting. That town meeting should not just be about talking. There should be some cultural activities that will make it more appealing to the young folks. I very mind you not saving now. The younger my children.
Yeah.
My children. So it is how to salvage it.
Because that's the main thing.
So it's the younger generation, like for school now, thank God for coverage. So it's not only to light up the city that your platform will be doing, like this pet talk seminars. Go to the school, try to convince them that you must not go into crime to be successful.
Yeah.
You can pick up a craft like this street I am in Lagos. It's called Yemi Babalola. It's owned by a shoemaker. The man owned over 5 houses here in this street. He's a shoemaker. Those are the kind of job an average Benin man would just say, man, he's a shoemaker. There is no job that will not pay well. Like one boy I trained as an editor. When the boy wrote me on Facebook that he's interested in the job, I said, okay, no problem, come. He came with his father, elder brother, because his father is late. And the man said, you know what I did with Yabowa. You know, the Benin, they are very, wow. The Benin are very interested in building. What is wrong with the chair? The Benin are very particular about building a house. I not told the man that there is no job that cannot empower you. It's just for you to be diligent and believe in the craft. It may not just be magical. It may not, because there's what they call miracle alert. It may not be miracle alert. It may take time, processes, but the end will surely justify the means.
They're not miracle alert way. I mean,
okay, some churches, right? There's a miracle alert. The money you are not expecting will just enter.
You see, this is where the problem really is. You know, if I talk about church, you hear people start saying a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying now? All of these things, because I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God. You understand? Don't joke with that, okay? But I can tell you the truth, where from my own observation, I think that the church has contributed immensely to the problem we have in the states and in the country.
No, the reason is
immensely. Because the laziness we find in the land right now is being encouraged hugely by the church. People go to church, and because of their monies, they become Americanate. So people want to hear you. You know, it's there's a glitch there. I mean, we'll come back. People go to church, okay? They find comfort with their criminality. Because they are bringing much money, they become elders of the church. They are respected. Nobody cares about how they make the money. So everybody's crazy about how to make the money. Now look at Eriena. Look at Igu. Look at Sapmumba. Look at everywhere. If you're outside, I've asked them to go and they are recorded around. You understand, Ivenania? Now, Ome has made a sound point. Governments at all levels need to be up and doing. We need to create employment. Now, apart from government, okay, we have people in the land, in our own Edoni. They want to hire a gate man. Here, Vivian Sari. They want to go here, a job. Here, more job in Niviedo. I can't go. If you also have to pay no one. Whatever we are doing, we are looking for outside labor. Now, amen. How do we reconcile this and begin to make our people do what this Iviansa because this is the pull factor now that is bringing this Iviansa to the land. What do we do to restore the land?
Okay. Me as an individual now, I always want to use an outside cabman whenever my car is not good. Whenever I'm in Benin, I prefer to use an outside cabman.
Then you are part of the problem.
No, the reason is not far-fetched.
Okay.
If you see an Edo boy that is a cabman, he is almost a 419. What will take you 500 naira, he will charge you 4,000. You are a cabman, you want to make the money of Dangote. The reason they are not getting fulfillment in whatever they are doing. An Edo musician want to make money like Two-Face when you know that you have just 7 local governments. Let's tell ourselves some truth. You are a barber.
No, sorry. If you outside play music, I don't not play our music.
No, I just give an instance.
Okay, tell what you allow. Just go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no. You hire an outside man. He will not want to defraud you. He will not want to cheat you. He is not waiting for a miracle alert, because by the time you overcharge your client for what he's supposed to pay 20 naira for, you are charging him for 100 naira. You are expecting a miracle alert. And to me, that is stealing.
It is.
So you stop an outside cabman. You will say, okay, where did they go? You say, I'm going to Oko Central. He will say, it's 600 naira. Then you stop an Edo boy. Say, I'm going to Oko Central. He will charge you 2.5. So who have the money to be thrown away? So you cannot blame. It's just our people. Our people are doing.
So
you are a big player.
Apparently, from what you are saying now, it means that the Hausas have come to Edo State to run Edo people out of business.
It is our people are too greedy. What you know that my dad, that is sometimes I use a cab. They'll take you to your destination. You say, okay, how much? Those that did not tell you price. Any cabman that is from the west, it's not even only Edo, that is a western man that is from the south of the country. They will tell you, God, just use your mind now. Just use your mind. Then you not give them, okay, like 1,000 naira. You say, God, why you will give me 1,000 naira now? You don't know the time when you take use me. But you give that same 1,000 naira to an outside man, he will tell you thank you. So you by yourself reconcile this. Our people, the love of money has eaten too deep. That is our problem. It's not outside that is our problem. The love of money, which is the root of all evil, has eaten too deep into our system. Our people need to refrain from loving money more than the self. A lot of people don't want to render service. They want to get money. Forgetting that you must render service before you get money back. I just did a job for one woman. She came from America and I did a job for her. She came back to tell me, Abel, you are an exceptional person. I was scared to release some money to you because we only just be talking on phone. I said, Google my name. And she Googled my name and she discovered that, okay, well, it's okay, fine. You're not going to feel wrong. After I rendered the service that she employed me to do, she was happy. Then she now paid me my balance. I was not looking for a miracle alert. I rendered service and I was paid for it.
You got paid for it.
Yes, but our people, they will render a service that is worth 10,000. They want 100,000 for it. Is that not stealing? So the outsider comes, who is not too much of a materialistic entity like us, and what you're supposed to do for a Benin or a those state man is supposed to do for you for 10,000, and outside man comes to do it for 2,000. Who want to be throwing money away? And you know that you are not cheating that person. It's not that you are looking for cheap labor. You are not cheating him. What is collected is his worth. So our people must begin to realize that you cannot become an Igbenedion overnight. Igbenedion is close to 90. He didn't just become Igbenedion overnight. He is process. Even like this job we are doing now, people want to compare me to my elder brother. I said, no, he taught me the job. How will I not just rise overnight and take over from him? It's a process. You cannot become Lamti overnight. You were well put up. You went to school. You graduated. You had passion for this, our job. The first time I met you, I said, wow, who is this passionate man? No, but our people don't want to render services. They want to be rich. That is what the Hausa people are capitalizing on. Wow. That is not the simple part. Wow. So our people must begin to realize that they don't have any other place to call their own. They don't have any other place to call their own. Yeah. And begin to change their way of life. Let this money about life reduce. Everybody wants a better life. I want to drive a good car. But how will you be so excited and get comfortable with what you did not work for?
Okay, amen. Let's look at this thing. I know. Look, it matter. I don't okay. Yeah. Yes, I want us to look at this thing from an angle. Currently, we are having serious issues with Fulani herdsmen. Okay, and not too long ago, some fracas, happened between some Edo people and some Hausa community that led to some destruction and all of that. The governor quickly had to wade into the matter and, of course, try to settle the issue and all of that. Now, those things, they are not too far away from happening again and again. And now we're having issues with Fulani herdsmen. Of course, it is no news that Fulani, some of these dangerous Fulani herdsmen, they are, ravaging places around our states, our villages and all of that. And when you look at it, if you're Hausa now, they are the same thing with the herdsmen and all of that. My fear, my concern is, where some issues now happen now, gravely, between our community as Edo people, Maninyaton, and these foreigners. Where Mama prepare, my understanding now. This is my area of concern. Yeah. Now, from the way things are now, okay, and from your perspective, okay, what should we do now? What should we not put in place to start addressing these issues gradually. Before Ibiausa could boost another do, it did not take 1 year, it took a while. And I personally will expect where solutions will equally probably take a while. But we need to get our state back. We need to take over our state again. I know you have itemized a few things, but in a very pragmatic sense, what, in your own opinion, do you think as a people we need to start doing to start changing this narrative?
Yeah, like, our state is not a country on its own. It's still being governed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
For me, I am not a tribalistic person. I have spent 23 years of my life in Lagos. From the geographical map of this of Nigeria, Lagos is not part of Edo State. So I'm an Edo man.
Hey, but don't forget, my brother, the Lagos that you are is owned by Edo. We own Lagos, so don't be afraid. Live there another 40 years, my brother. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about it another time.
That a methodology. The truth is that as a Nigerian, I want to speak as a Nigerian.
Amen. I probably understand where you are going. Now listen to me, my brother. Yeah. Let me be very plain with you. Okay? Suppose there is no Nigeria in 10 years.
No, I'm trying to make a point. As we speak, those that are law abiding, they are free to reside anywhere. Absolutely. As long as Nigeria is still intact. All right, Zagade, but you are not in Britain. You are living dead as we speak.
No, bro, don't joke. Obanyato kedo yasewebo. If you whether they worry, if I'm I claim you have claimed the ownership. Well, we can say that it's a story for another day.
No, but joke apart, as a Nigerian, everybody is free to domicile anywhere they want to stay, as long as they are law abiding. But from a minimal perspective, or wherever we might be, where
I mean, just I'm sure we're having somebody who wants to make an input. Let me take the caller for. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Well done, sir. You want to contribute? Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, yeah, this is Pascal Serga. I'm calling from the United States.
Go ahead, sir. You have 90 seconds.
Excuse me?
I said you have 90 seconds. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to contribute regarding what my friend up there was saying regards to the outside people and the job, kinds of creation of jobs and all those stuff in those states. And I wanted to say that it's natural everywhere around the world that the citizens of a land actually earn more than the foreigners who come to them to live in that environment.
Okay.
It's not a new thing. For example, like what he said, regards to if you when a good person is having a car and he charge higher than the Fulani or the outside person, it's natural because the Fulani person right there might not be paying much fees, while him as a citizen of the land, he got a lot of fees to pay. You understand that? Right here in the United States, the citizens earn more here in the US. Those who live here, the real citizens, earn more than the foreigners who come here. And the foreigners here charge lesser. That's why you see fight between Republican and Democrat. The Republicans try to favor the foreigners who come in here, while the Republicans kind of like say no, we want our citizens to earn more, and they force every employer to pay the citizens more money than the foreigners. You get what I'm saying? So that's the way it works here. You understand? But in those states, I see no reason why my friend right there will use a stranger who is driving a car and will leave his own brother and sister who is driving a car, I see no reason why he will not use his own people. Pay them the money. If you give them the money, I think the money circulates within the state. You understand? So that's what I believe with regards to that. But regards to the security issue, I don't see anything regards to the security issue on air. I spoke to you last time. I'm still working on some things regards to that.
Yes. All right. Thanks for your contribution, bro. As soon as you are through with the thing you're working on, I'm sure we're going to have to discuss it. Thank you so very much. So, Amen, the caller has said you should pay them, because if you're doing anything and if they should earn more than the Fulanis and the Hausas in our land. He has a point.
He has a point, very strong point, but not to my detriment. I don't know if you understand. If my foreigner is charging me 20 naira and my own brother is charging me 100 naira because I want to empower them, I should go and empty my account. If you want to do that, you shouldn't get to that level. A friend of mine came from United Kingdom. He took a car from Ring Road to back of stadium because the Benin boy saw the way he was sharply dressed and the skin tells you that he may have come from overseas. He told him to pay 14,000 from Ring Road to back of stadium. Is that not a criminal act? Because you want to empower.
Police,
That is the problem. That is the problem. I understand. I have also traveled. The day I boarded a black cab to go to my friend's place, the wife came out and he was screaming. Said, black cab is expensive. Why do you hire a black cab? It's for the indigenous. Yeah, we know all that. But the black cab was just like £2 more than the normal one that she would have wanted me to take. So if we want to help patronize our people, it shouldn't be to the detriment of the customer. Because we all know
that's the point. I think ultimately what we probably need, we need proper regulation. We need regulation to the very base of things, not allowing things to just freely flow. You understand what I'm saying? And regulation we have to do. I'm glad that there's Uber now in Edo State. If we have regulation, some of these things may, hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, I would like to contribute, please.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Richard Efosaido Gawe. I live right here in Berlin.
In Berlin, go ahead, sir.
Yes. You see, the gentleman that is talking, he's only trying to be politically correct. He's trying to be sensitive and he's trying to be liberal. Okay? With what I have seen, these Hausa people, they are not good for us. You cannot be giving my people. You said you are rendering good taxi service. That's not what we need. We should not sell to them. We should not buy from them. They should go. And don't go to Hausa land and kill them. We are very peaceful people.
Yeah. We can hear you, sir. Go ahead. You have 30 seconds more.
We are very peaceful people in Edo. We don't go to Lagos and kill the indigenous. We don't go to Kano or Kaduna and kill their people. So that's it.
Okay, sir. Your thank you. The point is well noted. Your own point is that they should go.
They should go. They should go. The state government wants.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. That point is well taken. So, the man says they should go. And he did say too that you are trying to be politically correct. Can you still hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, well, sir. Thank you. Go ahead, sir. What do you have to say?
Yes, I understand. Because of the news you, the diasporans, are actually getting, it can be very annoying, no doubt about that. But
Yes.
as, as a Nigerian, as we speak, I am still a Nigerian. So, but I was first an Edom. I was first from Urokusa. Then I became an Edoman before I became a Nigerian. We all know that, but I am governed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Me, I have moved from Benin, Lagos, Kano, Sokoto, everywhere. My job can take me to Kano tomorrow. My job can take me to Sokoto. I cannot say visitors or non-indigenous should pack out of my state because as a struggling young man, I can go anywhere to also for my daily bread. But you must be law abiding. Our people must also be well talked to take their rightful place in their community
Absolutely.
so that visitors will not come and take charge in their own domain. So this stuff, we are still big. There's a constitution that is still governing Nigeria. I cannot sit down here as a public figure and say Hausa must leave. No, I can never do that. But our people, Owen Mayagbo Fenoraki, Nanagbo Fengbaki, if we not get conscious of the fact that these people are gradually taking over our land, then there should be a reawakening on our part. Those that have people at home, this job is not to be alone. It's not to be left for the government alone. All of us must come on board to say, this is our land, oh, we must protect it. How do we protect it? If the place is no more fighter, if it's no more lucrative for the outside, then we look for elsewhere to go. But as we speak, the outside, they are the gardeners, they are the securities. Even there are some homes where the outside give their children to some of our people as a domestic worker as we speak. And you want to go to farm, you cannot even tell your 15 years old boy, 18 years old boy to accompany you. Is that the way to drive the outside? The next country you are going to fall back to, let's go to Iriri. Let's go and buy these Hausa people. That is the next option. If we have not worked on ourselves, I may go to say this as some by tomorrow I will still travel to Benin. So there's hardly any month I don't visit Benin twice or 3 times. If we drive Hausa people away right now, our state is going to have a negative impact of the exit.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
I'm calling again. Okay, I will raise it then.
Mr. Edogia, with just 60 seconds, go ahead.
The gentleman is talking about constitution governing Nigeria. See, the constitution that gave them AK-47 took away from us our double barrel that we used to hunt antelope. The same constitution that commanded the Inspector General of Police to take gun from us not to hunt in our bush gave them AK-47. What are we talking about? Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why are we being sensitive? Why are we being scared to speak the truth? I can't understand. I can't get it.
Okay.
Does not guide us. One, the federal government constitution does not guide us as a people. As the South, they operate 2 constitutions one for the northern people and one for the South. Know it today.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Anyhow,
hello, sir.
Thank you very much. The point is well made. I think what you are seeing, what you hear from this caller, Mr. Dogiaure, it's frustration. You understand what I'm saying? Now the only thing I want to say to him, if he's still listening out there, is that has a right to his own opinion, just like he does. And everybody, who's got some opinion, has got some rights to their own, opinions as it were. So we must respect everybody's opinion on these matters. But Amen, he's making some valid points. What do you have to say?
No, Mr. Lamptey, to be honest, Amemaswe, Lamptey Oriaki, and Paedogawere cannot chase the outside away. The problem we're having is not the outside. What we are talking about is how do we now look inward and make the land unproductive for them. Okay. Let us talk to our people first.
I think that's actually the question I was asking. I am not looking to chase anybody away, but I'm looking to say, man, how do we create more opportunities for our people in a way that they themselves will accept these opportunities, take the opportunities? Because at the end of the day, if somebody is in your land, okay, I give you an example. There was somebody who relocated from Spain to the UK. Okay, this person came, he wanted to come and live in the UK. Unfortunately, it's a matter that has driven me to equally start putting something together, for the future of Edo State by the grace of God. Now, this person, he cannot write, he cannot write, he cannot write. He cannot read, he cannot write. He cannot even express, himself in English. I want to be 2 weeks I must certain leave. This person packed, his bag and left the UK back to Spain. Because I said, egwati. You understand what I'm saying? And we are still having that problem. And we may have that problem in another 10, 15, 20 years' time if we don't start addressing that issue right now. And by the grace of God, we're already looking to start addressing issues like that and all of that. So, apparently, we are not saying that the legitimate people in the land should leave. It is the plot, because the place is productive for them. That is why they are there. And each one that comes, like you said much earlier when we were talking off camera, and you did make a point. If the person came, probably the person was getting 10 naira per hour from where he's coming from. He came to Edo State and he's not getting 15 naira per hour. The next day we'll go and bring his mother, we'll go and bring his brother, we'll go and bring his sister, and bring his entire family to the land. You understand what I'm saying? Now, because we are not taking advantage of the opportunities before us as a people in the land. So I think that is a point, basically. Are you still there? I think I'm having a glitch with that man. His camera is frozen. Let me take this caller while I see whether I can sort that out. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, madam. God bless you, man. Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. This is Josephine Izeyamo from United
Auntie Josephine. So nice to hear your voice.
for what you're doing.
Call you Wessica, bro.
Especially for your guest this morning, Mr. Maswine. I think Mr. Maswine really made a valid point by saying we should have a government that works for everyone.
Yes.
We should have a leadership that works for everyone, regardless of Hausa, Fulani, Edo people, or whatever. We are all immigrants, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody is migrating from one place to another.
Yeah.
If we have a leadership that works, if we have the rules of order that works in the society, everybody will live peacefully. The problem we have, either traditional leaders or the so-called government and the churches, they failed us.
Absolutely.
They failed us miserably. We have no leaders.
Absolutely.
So we should aim at raising up leaders that will be passionate about the Edo people, that will want to treat Edo. Because let's face it, my brother, Edo State, Edo people, the Benin people, we have no other state.
Hello.
The only state we have is that Edo,
Yes.
and we have to preserve it. But the way forward is not by blaming Hausas or Fulani. It's how we're going to introduce back our tradition that will work for all of us.
Absolutely.
And I thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, Auntie. God bless you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. God bless, man. In the light of this, Amen, I want to ask you this, okay? You did talk about, Edo people taking over and doing their thing and all of that. Do you know? Okay, a few years ago, the Palace of the Oba of Benin, frowned seriously at the excesses of CDC. That is Edo man to Edo man, most especially. And the government of the land came up with laws, enabling laws to, stop, outlaw CDC in the land and all that. Do you know today, CDC is coming up again, and let's hear from this caller before we go on. Hello, madam. Good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening, sir. It's Susan from UK.
Oh, good evening, madam. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Yeah, that last caller, the lady, I completely agree with her.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's also, it boils down to bad leadership. Even if we propose stuff now and say, okay, this is what we want to do, we still have to go through the federal level as well. For instance, you rightly said something about regulation.
Yeah.
If we do regulate stuff like the fares and all that stuff, if you remember in those days, like in the 90s, when they used to do bus from Ring Road to wherever, all those places, they used to have a fixed amount that they pay, and nobody does higher than that.
Yes.
If we have to bring that back again now, I'm thinking it will have to still go through the federal level, and a lot of things won't go well. They will always use things that favor them, and the ones that doesn't favor them will not work. So I don't know. It still boils down to the leadership.
Thank you very much. That's a good point, well made. And then leadership now, my brother, we will, because no, my brother. We often say, let him ragman and the move around and would have held our ground. Now, Oforame expects us to defend our land. Now we are here. And these things are just. Now, the biggest problem, the question I want to ask now, which is a major problem that we are having, okay, let me take this caller. Let us express this matter. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, comrade.
God bless you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Sylvester. I'm calling from Italy.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you clearly.
Thank you very much. Actually, I am in accordance with Ame. It's not about being politically right. The truth is always the truth.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah, it's true that there are a lot of insecurity in the land, talking about Edo State.
Yes.
But at the same time, we are all Nigerians. I know there are some good Hausas there in Benin that have been working for a very long time. We also now
sir, let me ask a question, sir. Okay, we're not finished. I'll ask that. All right, thank you very much, sir. I think that point is well made. You agree with Ame? It's taken. Ame, this issue of we are all Nigerians. Is it generally applicable? Do these people see us as all Nigerians, particularly those of the Fulani, extraction? Do they see us as all Nigerians? Because the issue of we are all Nigerians that we accept in the South majorly is part of what has brought us where we are right now, almost to our names. Normally, this shouldn't be a discussion at all. It is because we have seen the lopsidedness of issues around the country where, so like somebody said earlier, we operate two functional constitutions. One is for the South and one is for the North. And so at the end of the day, the question arises, that arises is this: are we truly one Nigeria? Because we cannot be one Nigeria in Edo State, in Delta State, and in the South, and we are not one Nigeria in the North. Hello? I mean, we're done with you, or answer, but madam, go ahead. Can you reduce your device, please?
Hello?
Go ahead, man. Can you reduce your device and just talk to us? What's your name and where are you calling from?
I wanted to contribute.
Go ahead, ma'am. But we're reducing we done it. Only my here now. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you, madam. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Effie and I'm calling from Germany.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Ame. I'm really in support of Mr. Ame because everything he said is true.
Correct.
And nowadays, people don't want to learn anything. It just depends on their people overseas, and that is uncomfortable for us over here.
Absolutely.
And we also have to learn something, to do something for ourselves, not just depending on people overseas and expecting them to send you something to survive with. Mr. Ame is very right. We also have to refer it to the federal, because without the federal, the situation of Edo State will never remain as it is. Thank you very much.
Well said, Mrs. Atema. God bless you. Thank you so very much for that. That's a good opinion made. Yes, Amen. Before we go into the issue of CDC, are we this whole agenda of one Nigeria? Are we truly one Nigeria in practice?
Mr. Lamptey.
Go ahead, sir.
Ojukwu wanted to have his own Biafra. It didn't work.
Okay.
Right now, Nnamdi Kanu, there's another Yoruba activist now called Sunday Igboho that also wants not to do a republic. It often shows up when there is an incoming election. Everybody is agitating so that their own person can become president. It will never work. If Nigeria will break, it is not Ahmed Imasue that will say it. My opinion in that regard won't count. We all have our own reservation as regard the way the country is being structured. For me, our coming together is a major strength, because as a filmmaker, I always talk from a commercial aspect of view. If Nigerians can actually come together and review the 1999 Constitution, America is almost like the whole of Africa. Let us have a true federalism, a true federal system of government. A lot of our governors, they are not creative. They are not productive. If there is a true federalism, a lot of this problem can be addressed. The governor can actually be a governor and the head of his state the way it's supposed to be, in charge of the security and everything. The only thing I'm advocating for, I'm not advocating for Nigeria to go their separate ways. I'm advocating for true federalism, where Lagos State will make use of their resources. If Lagos State is making use of our resources, Lagos State would have been far better than this, because there wouldn't have been too much money for the so-called cabal to share. The governors will be more creative. They will be more productive, knowing fully well that then they have to generate money for their state to become what they want the state to be. This issue of allocation coming from Abuja has actually made a lot of the governors so lazy. A certain governor that ruled in Delta State 1999 to 2007 stole those kind of billions of amount. If he was generating the money in his state, he would not have that privilege to be exposed to that such an amount. So my own candid opinion, as I'm a Maswell, I don't want Nigeria to break. I want Nigeria to restructure.
I have not gotten to the point whether Nigeria is going to break or it's not going to break. I'm telling you that right now, are we truly one Nigeria? I'm not talking about breaking. We are still Nigeria, but are we truly in practice one Nigeria? Because like somebody established earlier, okay, there's a part of constitution that works for some people in the north. I work in a south. Somebody came out, a whole governor of Nigeria came out, Bauchi State governor, or where the Fulani herdsmen, okay, they have no option to carry AK-47 sent by governor.
No, the reason for that is because Nigeria is still practicing presidential system of government. That 1999 Constitution is a fraud. It gave so much power. Security is local. We're supposed to have local government police. The way
Okay.
it is going,
Amen. Let's not drive to this national polity. Let's come to Edo State.
yeah,
I am troubled. Now you said something earlier that we need to look inwards. Okay. Today, I have reports. Okay, we are preparing some very extensive report now that we are going to send from the Comrade Show to the government of Edo State to alert government to the uprising right now, you know, to the excesses of CDC again rearing its head. The time they were legally, you know, what's it called, supported by the Oshomole administration, we didn't have as much inter community clashes as we have today by disbanding Yanen. You understand what I'm saying? And now we are saying we want to look inwards. And yet our people are selling land to, you know, one land to multiple Edo people. And we are looking inwards. Are all this not part of this whole problem?
my
and how do we
brother,
begin to
Mr.
look at all these matters, my brother?
My brother, Mr. Comrade, to be honest with you, the havoc we have inflicted on ourselves as a people is more than what the Fulani or Hausa has done to us. I am a realistic person. The CDA, was it not a community that went to another?
CDA no abi CDC. Sorry, man, you know he won.
No, CDA, community development. No.
Oh,
The
CDA.
CDA,
Okay, sorry. The CDC one
Yes.
on who were.
No, CDA, no.
Yeah.
The pains CDA when they were really in their full glory, the pain they inflicted on their fellow Edo is more than what the Fulani or the whatever has done. That's just the truth. Because if we unite as a people, the so-called Fulani people will not infiltrate our land. Do we love ourselves as a people in Edo State? That a social community will move to the other community, go and raise it down, all because of land that they met and they are still going to leave.
Yeah.
Now, Fulani people do that one. Or you want to talk of the issue of courtesy.
Okay, Baba, who has the responsibility of ending this matter? Because we have a lot of issues right now arising from this matter.
Yes, like that CDA issue, 2016, there was a ban on all the activities of the so-called CDA. CDA is supposed to be a community development authority. They are supposed to use whatever profit or once they sell land, if you want to develop your land, you come and pay a certain amount for the community to use to develop that particular community. Check any of the community in Benin today. Is the community developed? No. There is one chairman, they organize themselves. There is a chairman who is in charge. They can sell one land for 3 people. Then it becomes the survivor of the fittest. And the community chairman is buying cars upon cars, building houses and hotels at the detriment of his fellow human being. Was that one caused by the Fulani? So whatever I want to really, if we want to work on our community, our state, let us look inward. The CDA was banned, fine, we were all excited. There was a dawn of a new day. But as we speak right now, Amagba went to Okoroma. There's one community called Okoroma. They raised almost the community down.
Wow.
And that one will still move to the other community. He's a survivor of the fittest, and we are all Benin's. Is that one caused by the Fulani? Is it caused by the Hausa? Is it not a brother rising against his own brother? So there is still more the government can do. That's what my father used to say. If we are complaining that time, my mother would say, why? Oh, well, once, and that is the leader.
That
All
means,
this,
invariably,
that is it. So if we have government to really give proper direction and enact a law that will guide each and everyone's activities, all this nonsense will stop, because government is second to God. You can never go above the government of the land. They will squeeze you and put you to where you belong if they really want to show their political will. So there is nothing an individual or what you and I say here now, except there is some higher authority listening. Some people can also go against my own opinion. But as somebody who is on ground, not just talking from an armchair critic, I have done my own research. I've also interacted with people to say, okay, what can we do? What is the cause of all this? If we really want to change the narrative, we all must look inward. If we were together, if we are doing the Fulani we know, it's just like this my studio now. You come and tell me what to do here. No, because I know my work. So that is, it's just a simple fact. Or this foreign country that you guys are living in, you can see the clear difference. Sure, we were interacting now. My neighbor has told the line over 2-3 times. I go and put on the gel. Is it done that way where you guys are talking from now? No. When I say the Fulanis are not our problem, if we unite together, if we come together as indivisible entity, no Fulani, no Hausa, no other tribe can penetrate us. The Benis are very, if we can stand against the whites, if the Benis, because I've read a lot about our history, like the invasion 1897, the white men came with the mind of within 4 days they will raise Benin down. It took them over a month, and then we are also feeling the heat before the Oba willingly gave himself, the Oba Ovorame. If not, they wouldn't have been able to capture him. So the Benin has this might, they have the strength in the committees of state. Our state is not a pushover. Some of the best brains.
Talking about the history of the Ovorame, history and the expedition. Let's not mix it. Edo did not lose the battle. The Oba of Benin made sacrifice for the glory of the land to be returned.
That is what I just
correct that so that people don't.
No, that is what I just refused. I said the Oba willingly, because of the land, submit himself.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important.
The Benis have strength, but what we are lacking in this present generation is quest for money. It's just a brother can sell his brother as long as he can bring out money. The Benis were not known for that before. The Benis were not known for that. I asked them, and the Benis are about today.
My brother,
all the major atrocity is being orchestrated from our land. Is it the issue of courtesy? Since I've been in this Lagos, it's only in the Korodu that I hear that court is fighting, the rival court is fighting the other court. But in our state, is on a regular basis. So how many can you really enlist? How many? So what I have summoned everything to is this quest for money. How can you just get your own militant and went to a fellow community where your fellow Benin people is also residing? You go and raise it down. There was a story I wanted to make into a movie one time. I got the story, first-hand story. Somebody said was beheaded in Yausado one year. So let's call a spade a spade. Our people of late have developed a very strong wickedness that if it is not quickly nipped in the bud, is going to cause a lot of crisis to the next generation.
Just one second, let's take this caller, sir. Sorry, sir. Yeah, hello, madam. How are you, man? And what's your name and where are you calling from?
Sarah from Italy.
Go ahead, man. We can hear you loud and clear.
So I would like to disagree with Mr. Ame about our problem. He said our problem is quest for money.
One of them.
This present generation.
One of them.
Yes, one of them. I would like to disagree with that.
Okay.
You know, this what is it called? This is our pattern of government in Nigeria. Are you hearing me?
Are you a Benin someone?
Yes, I'm Benin.
Go ahead. We can hear you very well.
Our problem is not only quest for money.
Okay.
You know, if you want to render someone useless, first of all, take away the livelihood, the source of livelihood of that person. Then that person will forever remain at your mercy. This is what our government is doing to us in that country. Let me make it this way. You see, for example, my own family, like start calling me, I need money, I need that, I need that. First of all, if you want to empower someone, you give them something doing, or you give them a startup.
Yes.
A startup to start doing something.
Yeah.
But our government, they've not done anything about that. There's no basic no basic amenities, no light, no security, no, as in nothing. Why is it that? Why are they doing this? Just to render the youth useless, just to render the youth at their mercy. Because when everyone is gaily employed, when everyone has one or two things doing, they won't see any political talks. They won't see anyone to start using as the political talks or as people to use as their what is it called, as their messengers or someone to carry out their evil dreams.
Yeah.
That is what our government is doing to us. In my own opinion, the only way that we can, at least, we can control or salvage this issue is, first of all, try to enlighten our youth.
Okay.
And try to help them set some kind of basic amenities for them, like lights, which is electricity, or hello? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. I think the point you are making is that government needs to do a lot. Create, provide amenities and empower the youth. I think that's the point you're basically making.
Yes, because all our problems leads boils to the leadership of that country, from the federal state to the executive, to the legislators, all of them.
They are a problem.
They are the problem with that country, because there's nothing an individual can do or will be able to do that they won't interfere.
Thank you very much. You see, Amen. The point you just raised, we are about running off. You know, this brings me to one point.
Comrades, I want to quickly address what our sister just said.
Go ahead, sir.
When I say the love of money, why the government doing what they are doing? The government did not fall from the sky. They are part of the individual. It is from the family that we choose government.
Absolutely.
There is no government.
Actually, before you continue, just add them up. I was going to ask, because I have seen some people in government, not too long ago. Some of them were colleagues, like, passionate, like embodying the way some of us are, very critical about failures of government. Some of them along the line had the privilege of, finding themselves in governance. And the story isn't actually different even with them. you know, I did ask the question once, at some fora, and somebody told me privately that probably what should be done is that when they are swearing people into office, they shouldn't be using Bible or Quran anymore. They should be using Ogun or Mila and Ayilala. But the problem now with even all those ones, even if the state have to agree with that, is that Ayilala and Ogun and the rest of them, away Hennessy, they no longer drink kaka. So corruption has gone everywhere. So where do we really go? Where do we? Because at the end of the day, the beautiful ones, okay, they are still part of the whole, scenario.
Awe le koko dole wan so, iwan also nuku, always sopona.
Absolutely.
Well, I made a post today. I said everybody seemed to know the problem, how to solve Nigeria's problem on the pages of the newspaper, on social media, on our television screen. It seems the problem when they get to Aso Rock, they become useless, or even Osadebe Avenue. So everybody knows why, what, how we should fix Nigeria's problem. So why is the problem not fixed? Is the quest for money. Because if Ibori has done what he was supposed to do for decades, this money they want to repatriate and he took to foreign country, he wouldn't have it. He wanted to keep it so that he will continually be relevant and be a boss to other. What the problem we are all facing today is the quest for money. One man want to have it all so that he can continually lord over his fellow human being. That is just it. When I say the problem we are facing is we are too greedy, the love for money. I'm not missing words. I've done my research. If you are supposed to spend 20 million and your allocation is 22 million, if you spend that 20 million, the 2 million that is remaining will not be enough for you to rule over your fellow human being. You want to look at the Benin Stormwater project, that 30 billion.
30 billion. No, I'm telling my brother, we must get to the root of that one. No.
Somebody probably have diverted that use because I'm very scared because the kind of rain, because of this global Isuruna, very weather, the kind of rain that will fall this year, if drastic action is not taken, is going to be another major disaster. Like today, it rained in Lagos, it was something else. So somebody pocketed 30 billion meant for Benin Stormwater project.
To address erosion. They just I mean,
because of love of money. So when I said the problem we are having, like we're in foreign country, nobody want to have 3-4 houses. No, they are just contentment. The money is flowing, but yeah, you will see one man having 500 buildings. Not that God cannot bless you to have that genuinely, but if you have ever served government, if you have ever served the people, if you have such an badge, you should be questioned.
Yeah.
You should be questioned. So my own wish is to have a better society. I will never advocate for segregation. I will never advocate for hatred because I am a traveler. I'm a traveler. I can never. But if our people take the bull by the horn, do what is right, become very conscious of their environment, they will not allow foreigners to take it over.
Absolutely.
Then, if there is love within the communities, like in where I was born, you see, from Ugoloba to the last village in that community, they see themselves as brothers. Isigiri will not take fight to Igwe Sogba or in Wodena the way it's supposed to be. If you say I'm from Isi, The next man that's from Ilobi or Gosok man see you as his brother. He or tell no, I walk by my. That is the way it's supposed to be. Even in Lagos here, I have a lot of friends who are not actually related to me, but because we are from the same place,
Yeah.
we seem to call ourselves brothers. And that is the way it should be. Love the neighbor as thyself. It's just a simple commandment. If we have that in mind, a lot of these crises will be well corrected. And let us not try to bring back, like I am a child that grew up with folk tale stories. How, if you do bad, you are going to be punished by the gods of the land or whatever. And that can inculcate some fear for you to be upright. A lot of the family are getting too busy, including
Yeah, hello.
for the past.
We have a caller, man. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Can you hear me, sir?
We can hear you loud and clear, sir. I said, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Pedro Clifford. I am calling from Helsinki.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, I firstly want to commend Mr. Amen for his presence today. And
Thank you.
personally, I've learned a lot from him. And I am also aware of many things he said. And almost everything he said, they are all true. So the fact is that I will have to summarize my contribution.
Yes.
And it goes like this. We have a lot of problems in Edo State.
Okay.
And we seem to have good governor, but there are no resources for him to easily actualize what we need to apply some solution. There are no resources. And unfortunately, we contributed a lot. We, the ordinary citizens in Edo State, we contributed a lot over the past 2-3 decades. So it is not easy for the governor, particularly, not just the government generally, the governor, to solve this problem. We have to be patient and we have to individually contribute as much as we can to help the governor. He knows everything. He knows the problem, he knows the solution, but unfortunately, the state of the country generally now, there are no resources for Obaseki to actualize all the possible solutions. So, for example, if you have to deal with the youth for them to go back to work, then you need for appropriate security forces to do that. So there are no state security. The federal security, they are not under the control of Obaseki 100%. So a lot of things, a lot of resources are needed for us to solve this problem. And this is it. So I guess you guys are getting close to the end of your program.
Thank you very much.
I wish you guys well, and you have done a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So this caller is making excuses for the government of Edo State, and of course letting the world know that Edo State lack resources. Well, that's another point of view. Of course, it's a valid point in itself. Well, Amen. I said earlier, the Benin man says "Aralilutan takukure said do."
Yes.
I have another caller. I think this caller has called before. Hello, let's just take this one. Maybe this one is the last one. Hello, sir. Or ma. Good evening. Okay, Ofiana. Okay, we have lost that caller. So, I want to thank you. We are just flagging off this debate today, and the issue that's led us here is the issue of the very dangerous influx of foreigners into Edo land, and they are taking over. They've reasonably taken over. And there is a need for us to restore the dignity of the Edo nation. And apart from that, we have looked at so many other strands to this. Today, the average Edo young man growing up, okay, is looking at, and they called it, miracle alert, okay, where they just make some money quickly and in millions, and they just blow as they normally use in their world. To the extent, that our own, morality as a people has become very decadent in that, it's been thrown to the dustbin. And it is not that bad that some parents take their children to become apprentices to 419ers, to become apprentices to the ones they call Yahoo Plus and all of that. And these boys who, the society now glorify as Yahoo, some of them go the extra mile of visiting spiritualists, to, clear the way to make money. So it's all about making money. It doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, we have even looked at the role of the religious institutions. We do not see, we do not hear, okay? If we do not feel the impact of churches or mosques, you understand what I'm saying, a positive impact in our society. What we hear them do is pay your tithes, pay this, pay that, pay that. In fact, as a matter of fact, we are in lockdown in the UK. Churches are closed down. They've been closed down for a long time. Some Nigerian churches have decided, to flout, that order. Some of them are paying some huge price for that now because the police caught them. But the worrisome part of it is that there is a particular church that has not opened for the past several months and all of that. But what they do, at the end of every month, every week, they send their church account number to all their members to pay in their tithe and their offering and all of that. And in midst of all of that, while associations, unions, and everybody have been concerned and showing support to their various communities and constituencies across the United Kingdom, this particular church has not even as much as picked up a phone to call her members to say, how are you guys today? How are you coping with COVID-19? A typical Nigerian mentality. The whole idea is that get the money coming. And that is the area where we fought the religious institutions. Because right now, in every street, in every area, most of our people, they are in churches. Some of them are in mosque. They don't hear the right messages they need to be hearing. What they hear is about the money. The miracle that happened where the pastor became even richer. And everybody wants to emulate that wealth. Everybody wants. If you are in a church, you don't have money. In fact, you are a nobody. The man who has money today is made a deacon the next day. He's respected. Nobody's interested in how he makes the money. And that has rubbed off on our own value system as a people. We are losing it. Now, on the flip side, we don't longer even speak the language. Some of us are ashamed to speak Edo language to our children, speak Ishan to our children, speak Afema and all of that to our children. Well, I remember when we were growing up, Edo language was an elective course in secondary school. Our Zedo. But today we are no longer doing that. In Edo language is embedded manners. In Edo language is embedded, respect for elders. In the language alone, there are elements of the language that tells you where Oaya tuwe era, elaloke watuea, elabonoa, elaviezenoa, elamogunoa. But now that doesn't happen anymore. So we are losing it in every way, in every strand. And we need to get these things back. In the course of the discourse, of course, a lot was espoused on the role of government. We are glad and we are grateful that today we have Governor Godwin Obaseki as the governor of Edo State. Edo people are hopeful, seriously hopeful. Some are expressing frustrations presently. Some are already saying that, they are disappointed, and some of us are saying, look, it is too early to start judging the government of Governor Obaseki. We know the mammoth issues inherited. As a matter of fact, I told some people that the first term of Governor Obaseki, he was not the governor of Edo State. Because for the first 2 to 3 years, he was at the directive of his predecessor, Oshomole, who was his godfather at the time, because all of his appointees were given to him and everything. So we could make excuse for him for the first time. Now he's the governor of Edo State, in charge of the state, okay? And since the election and inauguration and everything, some of us still believe very strongly that for some of the things he's already doing, okay, they are very beautiful pointer to the fact that Edo is ready to move forward. And so for those who are making judgment, we want to say, let us give the governor some time. Probably, by the last quarter of this year, all of us can begin to evaluate how much this government has put into Edo State. And we hope that the story is a good one that all of us can be proud of. If not, we can begin to really seriously and critically evaluate what is on ground. Because as I'm sitting here, and many of you are out there, we hold the government of Edo State to present government to so much promises made, and we expect that reasonably these promises will be fulfilled. And when they are fulfilled, there is no reason why Edo will not be transformed. But the issue is this. If Edo is being transformed by a very serious-minded governor like we have right now, Governor Obaseki, who are the Edo people to fill those vacancies that are opening up? As we speak, a lot of employment is being created, even in the civil service. Reform is taking place every now and again. Today we are having a sports festival coming up. Whether we like it or not, that is going to create immense opportunities for the people of Edo State. For those who have hotels, they are going to benefit seriously because the whole Nigeria will be coming to Edo State. People want to be accommodated. Some want to buy coke. Some want to buy mama put. Some want to go around the city. At the end of the day, economically, Edo will be hugely benefiting from this whole arrangement of sports festival. This is a laudable initiative. And for those who are in Edo State who are not yet keen into the dividends that the sports festival is going to bring, please find space to be part of this process, to enjoy this process. However, we are not losing sight of the fact that Edo State will still have issues, and those issues have to be addressed. I did say in the course of the discourse that I am perturbed and disturbed by the excesses of CDA, okay, that is already on rampage now in Edo State. Even when CDA was there, given legality by the Oshomole administration before they were outlawed by the Obaseki administration, we did not hear much, communal clashes like we are hearing right now, like we are seeing right now. So we hope and believe that the government of Edo State and all the relevant institutions, okay, the palace, the traditional institutions, and everybody, the matter of CDA is a matter right now that we need to take seriously, because we already have cases of people who have bought land for several weeks and several months and and years and all of that, and those lands have been sold to different people all over again. So we think that these issues need to be addressed, as it were. Now, having said that, I want to quickly advise on the last note. If you want to buy land, particularly Edo people in diaspora, if you want to buy land, please make it a condition. The government of Edo State have worked that out so fine, so well, so beautifully for everybody, that having a C of O for land now is no longer a rigorous process. Please make sure before you pay for land that land, let them allow you to do C of O first for the land, or let the arrangement of C of O be part of the arrangement of buying land. If that is not there, I want to encourage you not to proceed, because the crises and the cases that we are seeing right now over people buying land that have been bought by 2-3 other persons is on the increase. Okay, while we hope that government and all the relevant institutions will do what they have to do to quickly nip this matter in the bud, because we cannot be talking of making laws or for CDA matter. There are enabling laws. It's a criminal offense to perpetuate this kind of matters in the various communities. So I think that's a matter that should be on the front burner of government and all the relevant institutions that need to be addressing this issue, so that Edo we can go back to experiencing peace from the excesses of CDA and the wickedness of CDA that has not brought peace to Edo State in the past. On that note, my people, I want to say a very big thank you to those who have joined us, those who have joined on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you are not yet a follower of the Comrade Show, I want to encourage you to please follow the Comrade Show, but most importantly, click on the notification button so that when we are live like this, you can get a notification to be part of the program. Equally, subscribe to our YouTube button, YouTube channel. Subscribe, and click the notification button so you get the notice anytime we are live. And I can tell you, the Comrade Show is standing, okay, to ensure, to be part of the process of making Edo State a better place. And lest I forget, the Edo State Lighting Project is still very much ongoing. Yesterday we were at Orere, where we installed about 10 units of street lights, and by the grace of God, the people are saying they want to install more lights, to ensure that Orere becomes a beautiful place and all of that. We have been doing this, we have been everywhere. Tomorrow we are going to be somewhere around Festive Circular Road, of course, somebody has donated lights, okay, to mark his own her own mother's anniversary, or I think the burial ceremony or something. So they want to light up their street. These are gestures that is making Edo State grow. Please, let's find ways to key into this project. Lastly, I want to establish this. Today, we still have, a lot of our young children, boys and girls, who are not in school. Some are hawking. They are supposed to be in school. During school hour, they're not in school. They go hawking. I've been able to research to find out that this has become a very big issue in Edo State. And gladly, thank God that the government of Edo State has flagged off a program of let's go back to school. We are looking at the program of government and we are looking at ways to key into this matter. We are hoping and praying that all of us collectively can come together, join the policy of government and the programs of government, and of course, ensure that every girl child, every boy child in Edo State, at least primary school, is back to school. Let it be that 10 years from now, 20 years down the line, we should not have anybody from Edo State who will not be at least be able to read or write. It's very important. It's something that we must take this seriously. But in the coming days, the Comrade Show will be unveiling our own private program on how to quickly start addressing this menace. On that note, my people, I want to say a very big thank you to Amen Imaswen for finding time to join us. Amen, just the last word for the people. They want to hear your voice before we round off.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Lamptey, for inviting me, and to all our callers that called in, the people that watched. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. My last stick. We all must show love. Love covereth multitude of sin. Love is not because it's my brother or you must love your environment. You must love your community. You must love your country. If you love your environment, love your community the way Lamptey is doing, the way I'm doing, all of us will come together and make our community great. That is my parting words today. Thank you so much. My name remains Amen. Thank you so much.
God bless you, my brother. I want to assure you that this is not going to be the last time we're going to be having you on this program to discuss national issues, Edo national issues most especially. You know, the Edo nation needs to be better, and we need people like you to do their bits, you know, in collaboration with others, so that Edo will be a better place for all of us. So on that note, people of Edo State, I want to thank you all for joining us. My name still remains Comrade Lamptey Mawusa Oriahi. It has not changed. Whenever it does, be sure I'm going to let you know. I'll see you again. Until then, please stay safe. And of course, may God bless you all. May God bless Edo State. May God bless the governor of Edo State. Of course, may God bless Nigeria and Nigerians. And bye for now.
The Comrade Show with Comrade Lamptey Oriahi, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us.